Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another live with Musclecontest and Musclecontest International. Today, we're going to talk to Ryan Milton. Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. Ryan has possibly the best social media in the history of bodybuilding. If the coaches are watching this, go to his social media, watch his posts, I'm going to have a live with Team Zero Gravity on Monday with Taylor Benson, Iron Games Pro Champion 2014, considered in 2013 the most beautiful woman on earth. Taylor Benson. We're going to go with Marisa de Guzman on Tuesday and Kim Harris. Ryan Milton. Ryan Milton.
What's going on?
Ryan Milton has arrived.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
I'm married with a beautiful woman, and I have 2 kids. But if I were ever to have a bromance, it would be with you and your social media. Nobody does it better than you. I'm telling you, if all the coaches followed your social media, they would get more business. You do it better than everybody. I'm going to give an example here. Look at this. There's energy.
What's up, fam? I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. You are on my show, Gains of Clock, where we talk about some news, we talk about some Q&A. Today, we're going to talk about some stuff about nationals and what judges want to see, and should you get in front of the judges before going to nationals? This is actually a good question right now that a lot of people have been asking me because of the recent national schedule changes.
You do it better than anybody.
I appreciate it, man.
Bottom line, if you're a coach and you're watching this, Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX has the best information on his social media. It's captivating. He knows his stuff. And if you're a competitor, you're well equipped to have all that information. Where does it come? Where is this entertainment, this very informative background comes from?
Yeah, so honestly, I mean, I learn everything that I can, about the sport of bodybuilding. I'm spending a lot of time on NPC News Online. I'm going to a lot of the seminars. I'm going, doing whatever I can to learn from people like you and everybody else out there who's putting the information out. And, obviously in the social media world, we get a lot of mixed information from different competitors, different coaches, different people. But the truth is, at the end of the day, the organization is the one that set the rules. So I try to find those rules, learn them like religiously, and then, repeat them for my audience in a consistent message where hopefully people can read it and they can absorb it easily and learn from it. And that's, going to help everybody out, all the coaches, all the competitors, all the promoters, everybody. When people know the rules and they come better and they compete better, it's going to be a better thing for everyone.
I have to agree with you. I sometimes see people getting on stage. They don't know the rules. They make mistakes on posing. They make mistakes on qualifying. They make mistakes on criteria. And then you're talking about 3 months of preparation that just goes down the drain because you didn't read the rules, because you didn't know about the criteria. Now, going back to this question here, what to do about some national shows if they're getting rescheduled and you're on prep. That's a question that you raised, and I want to know your answer.
Yeah, so a lot of the national shows, obviously, or a few of them, 4 or 5 of them right now, have been moved to a later time in the year. Some people were on prep for those, obviously, 12, 16 weeks for most people to do national, sometimes more. And so with that, I've been relaying a message that right now, it's really an opportunity for anybody that was on prep for nationals. You have more time, actually, if you know how to continue to drag your prep out and continue to optimize. And obviously with the qualification changes, there's actually more people qualified now than would have been before. And so now that more people are qualified, it gives people an opportunity. Now they could go actually do some of these competitions in the future months. And I know a lot of people are concerned about the fact that they're training at home, gyms are closed, whatever. I'll tell you what, though, people are on prep at home right now. People are still doing great. Athletes are training. The mindset and the dedication and the discipline, that's not stuff that a gym gives you. It's stuff that comes from yourself as an athlete, as a person. So I'm telling everybody, hey, continue on. Keep doing your prep. Don't drop back. Don't say 2020 is a wash and it's an off season now. Continue to go forward because there will be people that compete. You're going to have competition. The stage is coming back. You know, whenever it comes back, it's coming back. That's a for sure. Bodybuilding is not derailed. It's not gone forever. It's at a postponement right now where some things are getting moved, but we're coming back. And, you know, we want people to be on stage. We want people to be competing, and people want to be competing. So keep the lifestyle, keep going, and just use this as an opportunity, as a new challenge, a way to get better.
Now, you know, you do transformations. You also do competing.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the different approach. Somebody comes in, she's a housewife, you know, she's in her mid-40s. She has no intention of competing, but she wants to get in the best shape of her life, versus somebody that's coming to you and saying, Ryan, I want to get my pro card at the NPC USA. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Get me there. What is the different approach? Or is there a different approach?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you're talking about a lot of the same stuff. We're talking about, you know, you got to do nutrition. You got to stay on top of that. You got to stay on top of your training. You're going to have to follow a program either way, no matter what you're trying to do, right? In a lot of ways, transformation people do the same types of things competitors do, but the goals are different. And so then if the goals are different, that means the intensity and what you have to bring to it has to be different, right? A lot of times with competitors, you're setting a very strict deadline. You know, I have 12 weeks to my show. I have, you know, 16 weeks to my show. I have whatever going on where I need to be ready by that time. Transformation people, you know, depending on where they're at in their journey, maybe they never took this on in the first place. They're just getting the wheels turning. It's going to be a different pace, you know? And so with athletes, I find there's a lot more discipline to put on. A lot of people, as an athlete, you have to be more disciplined in general to attain a contest-ready physique versus someone who might be starting out. Not to say that people that are doing transformations are not dedicated and disciplined. They absolutely are. But it's at a different level, a different pace, and everybody's goals are different. And so it's important to remember that at the end of the day, everybody's fitness journey is different, right? The way you got to eat is going to be different. The way you got to train is different. And you always got to map that towards your goal.
Now, I've been talking to a lot of coaches, some of the greatest coaches in the industry, and some of the answers have varied, you know, from one spectrum to the end.
Yeah.
Some coaches are telling me, Terrick, I like carbs. I want to give carbs to my athletes. If they have energy, you know, they train better. Some coaches, they're very rigid. They go, you know what? I hold back on the carbs because I want them to be in constant good shape. I don't want them to have to lose a lot of weight in the end. Some coaches say, you know what? I love the good fats. You know, I prefer good fats over carbs. Some people are telling me I work completely individually. Some people I do high carbs, some people I do low carbs. What's your strategy?
Yeah, so my strategy is flexible dieting. I'm sure, you know, it's made waves over the years. There's been if it fits your macros and all that kind of stuff that comes on. That's not necessarily what I do, but what I do is called flexible dieting. And so I have athletes and clients, transformation, you know, lifestyle clients, all doing stuff where we're tracking macronutrients, okay? Because at the end of the day, we know the science says we got to pay attention to the macros. And the macros being your proteins, your carbs, your fats, and, you know, you could throw fibers in that mix too, calories and all that. I don't have any one specific approach that I set everybody on, though. Flexible dieting, it varies in the ratios, right? So one person I might have more carbs, one person I might have lower carbs, you know, lower fats, higher fats. Protein pretty much stays a constant for everybody, but the point is everybody's different, right? Like if we're talking about if you eat the same grams of protein a day to maintain your physique versus your wife, it's going to be a different number, right? We can't just give you the same nutrition plan and expect good results. We got to cater things every way. And so with that, the macro approach has been what I found over the years I've been coaching to be the most sustainable for competitors and for lifestyle clients. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're always striving for in the coaching space, at least for me, is to figure out how do I get competitors, for one, to be able to compete multiple times in a year, have great competition seasons, have great off seasons, and continue on. We're looking at the longevity. And the same thing goes for someone that's trying to lose weight or anything like that, right? Because why would you want to lose 10, 15 pounds to, in the long term of 6, 7, 8 months, gain 15, 20 back? We're looking for longevity. We're looking for consistency. And when you teach people about nutrition, I think you get a unique perspective as that client or as that athlete to where you can control now and you can understand, hey, yeah, I can have this. I can have that. This fits my macros really well for whatever time I'm in. but I don't actually want to, you know, per se eat too much or go over this or that, because that's setting me the opposite way. And what a lot of meal plans and a lot of the, you know, the stuff that was done for years and years before where we're at now, you know, it had like a, hey, you're on a meal plan and then you're off. Now you can stay on top of your goals 365, and I think that's really important.
Now, somebody competed. They had 12 weeks. They competed. They looked amazing. They won the show. And now there's that delicate time where they're going to kind of start some improvement season.
Yeah.
And, you know, you haven't been eating what you wanted for a long time, and they call it rebounding and this and that. What's your strategy post-show?
Yeah, so my strategy for competitors post-show is what I call reverse dieting. It's a term pretty well used out there now. A lot of coaches do it. It's kind of a newer thing, though, where basically if you're doing the macros like I do with all of my athletes, they have their numbers, they have their calories. I tell them they fit that. When the show ends and I want to start them into an improvement season, I don't want them to rebound weight, obviously, because that's just counterintuitive to our goal. So if all of a sudden your show prep end, whether you won or you didn't, we don't want to gain 30 pounds in the next 2 months or, you know, a few weeks after, because come prep time again, it's just more work to do to take it off. And also your fat cells become resilient. Now, this is for lifestyle clients too. If they lose weight on a diet, I don't want them to gain it back. I want to make sure that we build a new normal. So with a reverse diet, it's a strategic adding in of specific macronutrients, right? So maybe the carbs were low for an athlete, and now we want to bring those up. But if we bring it up too fast, the body has adapted to where the calories were, to where the macros were. And if we bring them up too fast, they're going to gain weight fast. And at the end of the day, you're not building muscle, you know, right outside of a show in just 4 weeks. If you think you gained 10 pounds of muscle, you probably didn't. You probably gained mostly body fat because of the rebound from the metabolic rate. So if you slowly increase the macronutrients and the calories while assessing the physique, seeing how things are changing, seeing how things are progressing, if you do it at the right pace, you can actually boost the metabolic rate and get that athlete or that lifestyle client, for that matter, into a spot where their calories are going up, but they're staying in relatively a good spot. And this makes it very easy for future competitors down the line to go do a prep, because a lot of times if you do this right, you're actually going to stay relatively lean. You can build some new muscle. Your calories go way higher. And when you want to cut down for a show now, all you do is slice them off, and it's actually way more than you probably ate before.
Now, you know the science, you know all the macros, you know exactly what to do. But there is the X factor that we got to talk about.
Yeah.
Which is the client needs to do it. And sometimes you got to make the client mentally strong, right?
Yeah.
Talk to some coaches and they say, you know what, Terrick, I talk to my athletes and I go, you know, how bad do you really want to do this? You know, I mean, do you really want to do that? Do you want to win, or you just want to have fun, you know? Or they have a strategy to get the client mindset to go through the sacrifice, doing cardio when you're a little tired, not eating, you know, and paying attention to everything you're doing. What do you do to strengthen their mindset?
Yeah, so first, I try to understand the person I'm talking to, right? Because the thing is, as a leader, which is what coaches are, right? We're leaders in a way. We're leading somebody's fitness lifestyle. We have to understand who we're talking to. One way I might talk to someone would be poorly perceived by somebody else if I said the exact same thing. And that's not going to be the response they need. So understanding each athlete as an individual and kind of what perspective they're going to need to hear things, or how I can phrase things, or how I can say things that are going to get the same results, but knowing how to say it to the where it's not going to be inflammatory or, you know, whatever to that person. Because there's some people you could be really, really hard on and say some hard, you know, kind of stuff to, and it would work great. It's going to fuel them. It's going to fire them up. And then you can do the same thing to another athlete, and it might not be what they need to hear that day to actually make the change they need to make. So I think that's the biggest point. And what I do is, obviously, you know, I have paying clients. All these people are here. They have a goal. They've trusted me to help guide them there. My job as a coach is to figure out how I'm going to get them there in the most, you know, the fastest manner, the most sustainable manner, and in the best way. And so when I'm looking at each person trying to learn who they are, what they're trying to do, I mean, every athlete's goal is different too. So that's a whole different thing. Some people, maybe it's their first show. Literally, they want to just step on stage. You know, I hear that all the time from competitors in the NPC when they're starting. I'm not trying to win this. I want to get out there. I want to feel it out. I want to get some feedback, and I want to come back. And so that's you push that person differently than you push the person trying to win a pro card at nationals. And so I think at the end of the day, it really comes down to knowing who you're talking to, knowing your athletes, and getting in their head and understanding how are we going to do this together in the best way possible.
Now, specific question.
Yeah.
By the way, let me show this transformation here. Man, this is an amazing transformation.
Yep. That's actually one of our TeamFFLEX coaches right there.
Talk to me about this transformation. I mean, you can just look at her arms, look at her midsection, you know. I mean, this is like a killer body, you know, and, you know, she just looks amazing. This is, you know, a lot of girls, they would like to go through this type of transformation. What did you do here?
Yeah, so that's Haley. She's actually one of our TeamFFLEX coaches, and that transformation happened from the time that she had actually just had a baby to then her physique there. And, you know, through that time, she's going to be doing the same stuff we have everybody doing, where we're talking about training and we're talking about nutrition, custom for her goals. Now, when you're talking about people post-pregnancy, there are a lot of women that do post-pregnancy training to then go and compete. That's a thing that happens a lot, and it is different. You got to know that. And so she's actually the head of our we have a pregnancy fit program that we actually run, where she's in charge of that and kind of getting people through those, you know, there's specific movements, specific things you got to do post pregnancy basically. And so for her, you know, pretty much a lot of the same stuff, just getting back on track. Obviously, as you're pregnant, you have different abilities of exercise you can do, different things you have to do with your nutrition. You can't be on prep and be pregnant and things like that. So, you know, shifting back in, clicking in with where you're at, which I think is a huge thing for many people. And so that's actually what that one is.
You know, and this is really good. This is the first time I hear in the industry, and that's why I have to call you. You're breaking through this industry by doing a lot of new things. You know, my wife, she used to be a competitor, and while she was pregnant, all she could tell me was, you know, I'm going to get back. Once I'm done with this, once I give birth, I'm going to get back to my shape of how I was when I was a competitor. You know, so the fact that you have a coach specialized on that, you know, if you're a pregnant lady and you've been a competitor or you've never been a competitor, she would be a great reference to get together and start training with her. So I commend you once again for really like being the pioneer of something that we should have seen. But I'm glad you're in the industry to break through and to bring some of these new things. What is in the last 48 hours before the athlete goes on stage?
Yeah.
What is the biggest mistake they make within those last 48 hours?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest mistake that I think a lot of athletes can make is actually a mental mistake, getting in their head psychologically before the stage in a negative way, okay? And so I know what a lot of competitors do nowadays, which is actually crazy. I mean, I bet you were going to talk about peak week. You wanted me to say something about peak week, but I think honestly now it's the psychological side of everything that makes a difference, because with social media, now we see, oh, hashtag this show, I'm doing this show. For the next 12 weeks, I'm checking all the tags, trying to see who I might be competing against, you know, see who could be better. And we start getting in our heads, right? And so I think competitors in peak week, a lot of times, honestly, one of my peak week protocols is, hey, turn your IG off. Let's get your head in the game. If it's been bothering you, if you've been kind of sizing yourself up to filters and, you know, whatever else is going on, well-angled pictures, that's going to affect you negatively, right? Because we know that if an athlete can come out and present their best, they feel confident, they walk out like they know what they've done, they did the work, they're feeling good, they know their poses, they present better, that's going to cause them to place better. You know, at the end of the day, that's true. If they did the work, if they did all of the stuff right, if they dieted, they did the cardio, they trained, and then they present great, they're going to do great. But on the turn side of that, if they dieted really well, if they trained really hard, and they did all the cardio, they did every other part of prep right, but their mind is not right on show day, and they can't walk out in a good mood, they can't walk out in that smile, they can't present their posing the right way, that can take you to dead last place. And so I think mentally, peak week is one of the biggest, you know, turning points where you need to keep your mind right. You need to know that you did the work. You need to practice your posing. You need to keep your head in a positive space and come out and take what's yours.
I got to tell you, I talked to this athlete. She turned pro last year. Her name is Raquel Weinstein. At the weigh-in, at check-ins, she's an amateur, and she gets measured, and she is not measured on the class that she was supposed to be competing, like class D and E, and they compete 3 times on class D, and then one time they go to class E and they go, oh my God, I'm gonna look so small on stage. And she honestly was freaking out. She was freaking out. I remeasured her and I said, listen, there's nothing we can do. She was freaking out. And then there was a small little seminar with Angelica Teixeira, 2-time Miss Bikini Olympia. And Raquel went up to her and said, oh my God, has this ever happened to you? And she goes, listen, I don't care how tall you are. I just don't care. I believe you should go there, and regardless of the class you are, you should give your best. And at this point, you shouldn't worry about anything. You should go on stage and have fun. Forget about your height. Forget about your class. Just go on and have fun. She goes on stage. She wins her class, which was not supposed to be her class. She goes to the overall, wins the overall, and turns pro on that show.
That's awesome.
During the interview, I said, Raquel, I remember you freaking out. What happened there? And she goes, Terrick, I learned one of the biggest lessons. And now that I'm a pro, I know what to do. Just go on stage and have fun. Have fun. Just forget about all the issues and just shine on stage. And that stuck in my mind, and is exactly what you're saying. As a judge, sometimes I see athletes, they kind of make one tiny little mistake on the posing, which is absolutely irrelevant. It happens to everybody. And then their shoulders go down and they feel like the whole world, has collapsed. When in reality, the little mistake was kind of cute. Everybody makes mistakes, but now you're like escalating into your entire performance. Now you're really getting marked down because you have no energy posing. You look upset on stage. Your shoulders are down. It looks like you don't care, So I agree with you. It's a lot about the mental on the last couple days. Now, one question. You have a lot of clients right now that are prepping. Are you recommending them home exercises? And what are those exercises you're recommending?
Yeah, so our coaching approach, we do everything custom. We have a lot of people that are on prep. Like I said, we also have a lot of lifestyle people we're training right now, and everybody's got to stay on track. Gyms are closed pretty much, everywhere right now. So the past few weeks have really been me and my coaches converting our own clients' programs custom built for whatever they have. So I have people on prep that have little to no equipment. I have some people on prep that, had some dumbbells and some barbells. I have people that had some bands, so on and so forth. And what I have to do right now as a coach, and what I think every coach should be doing, is reviewing what every single athlete has and then building what they have, based for their goals. Whatever stuff you got to stay on track. And so I've been, doing tons of home workouts for the past few weeks. We have people on prep, obviously, going into shows. A lot of people, that thankfully, since I do everything that I've said in this video with the reverse dieting, things like that, it's just simple macro changes and stuff to say, okay, well, the show didn't happen this week, but it's going to happen in 6. So let's drag it out. Let's keep on going. We're in a good spot. We can continue to do this. You can do this sustainably, healthy, everything else. We can get there still. And we're training at home. And I mean, if you want specific exercises for people that have no stuff, we're talking about body weight. I mean, we're going back to the old school days. It's what everybody used to do before we had gyms and everything else. Train with body weight. There's a lot of stuff. Squats you can still do. You can do push-ups. You can do chair dips. You can do inverted rows. You can use your couch. You can lift up your couch at your house.
I got here the couch workout. Look at this, guys. Look how cool this is. The couch workout. You can do a bench press.
Yep.
You can do a leg lift. You can do dips. You can do deadlifts. And you can do squats. I mean, this is awesome. Nobody does it better than you.
I appreciate it.
Now, I want to talk to you about, you're one of the best guys in terms of displaying the criteria of a division, of a category. And we just started the wellness category, right?
Yeah.
Some athletes, they're bikini. Some athletes, they're going to be wellness. Now, if somebody comes up to you and they tell you, listen, I want to do bikini, but you take a look at their physique and you go, you know what? This girl would have been perfect in wellness. Do you let the client pick the division and say, you know what, this is what you want? Or do you actually try to guide them and say, I'm just letting you know, based on your genetic makeup, you would be a lot more successful here. So which one do you really want to go? What's your strategy on that?
Yeah, so individual approach, physique assessment for every person. That's how we start our coaching process, right? I want to see where people are at, see what they've done, if they're a brand new competitor, if they've competed in other divisions. And yeah, looking at their structure, I do give suggestions. I say, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, it's your call. We can go do our best with any division, because obviously with training and nutrition, a lot of changes can be made to physiques. I mean, maybe somebody looks better suited for wellness right now, but they would rather do bikini. If that's their long-term goal, we can train long-term to do bikini, right? We could lose muscle if we needed to, and so on and so forth. And so same thing goes for bikini competitors that want to move into wellness. Maybe they got to build more, but could they actually do it? Yeah, probably. And so for me, it's individualized approach. I really got to know what the client wants to do, and I really got to put them on the best track. But I always try to give them my personal best feedback. Granted, I'm not a judge or anything else for, hey, you might do better here, you might do better there. And for some people, honestly, I would suggest, hey, let's try it out. Let's get you in front of the judges. Let's get you up on stage, see how you do in wellness. Let's see where you place and what the judges tell you your feedback is. And then we'll know maybe that is the division for you. Or maybe, hey, they say, yeah, she's great. She did good. Her posing was there, but her physique is better suited for bikini. And then, you know, looking at that, I can take the information and kind of sit on the shoulders of giants and then move people in the right direction that way.
Ryan, you are so intelligent. You are so on the money. I'm going on record here and saying Ryan Milton, head coach from TeamFFLEX, has the best, most instructional, informative social media out of all the coaches. If you're a coach right now, go on his social media and learn from him. That's the bottom line. You know, you do it better than anybody. If somebody's listening to you and they go, I like this guy is on the money, I want to train with him, where do I go? Where do they go?
TeamFFLEX.com. That's it. You can go to my social media, DM me. It's all at the same stuff, though. TeamFFLEX.com. Don't forget the 2 F's. And that's where you can get everything. That's where you get our lifestyle programs, our posing coaching, you know, our contest prep programs, everything you need. You can find it right there.
Okay. Here we go. Look, and guys, I want to show his website. This guy's the real deal. I almost want to hire you for Musclecontest.
Oh, man, we can talk.
Okay, so great stuff here. Great, you have all these amazing, look at this transformation here. Unbelievable. So, listen, I congratulate you. You're doing an amazing job. And once again, just tell me one more time, TeamFFLEX with 2 F's, right?
Yep, TeamFFLEX.com. And I should also say we have a free trial. This is something we've done for years. We're still doing it now. Even if you're never going to pay me $1, you can come train with me and my team of coaches for free. We'll get you in our app. We'll build you custom workouts. It's a 7-day trial. This is very useful for anyone that needs home programs right now, because if you can't figure out how to do your stuff, we can tell you exactly how to do it. And we're doing it as a value add, a give back. We want to give back to the community, and so that's why we're doing that there. You can get that for free at TeamFFLEX.com.
You're awesome. Congratulations. I'm a huge fan of yours. We'll see you and all your athletes on stage. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Thank you, Terrick. Appreciate it.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.